Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, Herd37. Well, it's been a while. It's been about 15 months since I've actually done any flying in any of my series. Basically, I was at the point I was doing 3 flights a day every day I had off and everything, and man, it just ended up becoming like a chore. It was more of a chore than actually having fun because I was just flying way too much. I got a little burned out. So I just meant to take a little time off. It ended up being about 15 months or so since I've flown. But I'm kind of wanting to get back into it. I won't ever get back to 3 flights a day and everything. That's just way too much. But I do want to get into flying again. And so with Air Hauler 2, Air Hauler and Air Hauler 2, even though I haven't been flying for 15 months, I have actually been messing with it a lot. A lot of AI flights and stuff like that. Got a bunch of passenger flights, bought a couple more planes, the B1900D, the F-27 Friendship. I'm actually getting ready to put in the CRJ as well and doing some passenger flights with that. And then we'll actually fly some of these. I didn't never fly the B1900D. We'll do that. And also the F-27 200 Friendship from Just Flight. I might change the way a little bit on the ways I do some of the things, but that's kind of how it's going to go. And so with this flight, actually, I needed some smaller planes for our younger pilots, because as we go and get more planes, we're going to have to move our experienced pilots up into those planes. And so we're going to need less experienced pilots to be able to get up into those planes that the experienced ones are leaving. And so I actually bought 2 accidentally. I did mean to buy this one, though. Up here at LL78, that's in Rockford, Illinois. This is, as you can see, the 182. I actually bought this one down here by accident. But I did fly that over to Louisville. I'll show you what we're going to kind of do. I'm actually going to put a base down in Louisville. It takes 5 days to construct it right there. And so we can move this over here. So 34%. I think this is day 3 or something since I actually started building that. So that'll eventually be done. But we'll go up here to LL78, Rockford, Illinois. And this flight, we're going to fly over to Chicago. We're going to go over to Meigs Field. It's by, Orbx? Because I really like that airport. And we're just kind of leisurely make our way down to Louisville, where we'll have a base. I can't remember. I think it's FS Dream Team has Louisville, so we'll use that as a base. One of our newest ones. The only problem is this is cargo. We're going to do some ad hoc flights, but since it's cargo, you can't change it to passenger flights until you get to one of your bases. So we're probably just going to end up flying all the way down empty, down to Louisville. We'll check out our flight plan here. LZ Fairwinds, Rockford, Illinois. So, oh crap, I did this again. I hate how FS Commander does that. But you can see the flight plan right here. The problem was, if you come straight over, you're going to end up over Chicago O'Hare. You really can't just be flying over O'Hare. So I kind of had to bring it down here and kind of go in between some airports. Down here you can see Vapon and Canil. Then we'll just come down here, down to Meigs Field. Get my stuff out here. So with the wind basically coming from the west, kind of southwest, we're going to take off on runway 27. It's a heading of 272 degrees. Down here at Meigs. Got kind of conflicting weather around here. This says it's coming from the due north. This says west. It says northwest and everything like that. So since that's the closest one, see that one says it's coming from the south. Since that's the closest one, we're going to use that. We're going to come down here and land on runway 36. That's a heading of 000 degrees. That's due north. And the airport elevation there's about 581 feet. So close that down. Come over here to Air Hauler 2. By the way, I've got prepared P3D4. I'm not going to use that in this one, but I did get that installed and added some scenery and stuff into that. So eventually we'll do some of those flights as well in that. All right, but let's get our Skylane here over here. By the way, this is the A2A plane. So we're going to fly this aircraft ourselves. KCGX is Meigs Field, so we use that. Alright, so fuel loading, alright, we're already at 70%. The range, what was it, 80, I think? 80 miles is the flight. So this has got 393 miles worth of fuel. So we're not going to mess with that. We'll say it's, like I say, 70%. So we'll say that's okay. All right. Last position. We don't have a last position because we just bought the things. We've never been there. So gate. Well, I don't know. I don't remember how this is going to work. I might have to like restart that and put it somewhere because I don't know anything about LL78. This is a VFR flight. Time 18:56, 6:56 p.m. Do not want that. See, that's UT-4, so I'm going to move that back a little bit, 4 or 5. So we should be right around noon. Cruising altitude, we need to be about 7,500 feet. So that all looks good. See, there's no gate. I think this is a very small airport, so I'm kind of worried about it. I might have to restart that myself in FSX, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, so we'll go ahead and accept this route and fly. Meet you over in the plane. All right, everybody, here we are at the plane. By the way, I have Active Sky 2016 run. I left Opus, man. Opus started pissing me off. Injecting weather and stuff on like short final and stuff. I'd had enough of that. So I have moved on over to Active Sky. I was kind of looking at those clouds. They don't look that great. I use like Rex and stuff for the clouds, so I don't know. Anyhow, let's go. I'll show you this airport. It's just a grass strip. That's why. That's why there's no gates or anything. It's just a little grass strip. Although it would be cool to like live in one of those houses. I'll take that one right there. Little nice little grass strip next to it. Anyhow, we can go ahead and get this thing started. I'll follow the instructions on this one. So we'll say avionics master switch is off. Cowling flaps. We need to open the cowlings. Try to fully open those right there. Fuel selector valve is in both. Avionics circuit breakers, we'll say that they're all pushed in. There's both right there. I knew I was looking for something. Alright, so starting the engine with the battery. Throttle. Need to be about 1/4 of an inch or so open. Propeller. Goes pushed in high RPM. Mixture is an idle cutoff. Propeller area, we'll say it's clear. There's no one out here. It's clear. Master switch can come on. We'll go ahead and turn our beacon on as well. So the auxiliary fuel pump switch. Right there. Set to full rich until we get some fuel flow. Says to about 5 seconds. See, it doesn't say fuel flow right there. I think it's starting to move. I don't want to flood this thing. Bring that back out. Fuel pump goes off. Alright, so the fuel pump is off. We're going to go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to move the mixture as she tries to start up. See, I've had this problem before. I'm afraid we may have actually flooded it. See, I don't like how it says to bring that up because you got to actually increase the mixture as it's trying to start up. A little more throttle. No. Not going to get it. I don't know if we have flooded it or what, because you're supposed to go to 3 to 5 seconds with that fuel pump on, and we had it a little more, so I may have flooded her. She doesn't want to start up. We're going to end up killing our battery, too. I don't think she's going to start up for me. Alright, so I'll be right back in just a minute. Alright, everybody, finally got it started up. I went into the maintenance area. Maintenance started saying, like, some things in the engine needed repair and stuff. So I did that. Still couldn't get her to start up, so I had to use the daggone thing to auto-start. Maybe it's because I just put this plane in here and I've never had it started before. So, I don't know if that's the problem or not, but she's started now. So we'll check the oil pressure. And as you can see, it is in the green, so we have good pressure. Ammeter. Ammeter is charging. So our nav lights, I've gone ahead and turned the nav lights on. because we do need that. Taxiing lights, we'll do that here in a minute. Avionics master switch is on. Radios, go ahead and get all the radios and everything turned on. I'm going to turn the GPS on as well. Turn that to standby. Alright, now I can never remember. Now I can't, because it's been so long, I can't even remember what you put it at. I don't know if 1200 might be correct or not. God, now I'm going to have to go ahead and check that. Alright, the flaps should be... Go ahead and make sure those are retracted. Don't want to get that throttle too low. Alright, so everything looks good here. We're going to take off, like I said, on runway 27. That was 272. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set. 272. And we're not going to use ATC or anything like that, talk to anybody. So I'm not going to worry about that. Pitot heat can come on. Well, I guess we're already on the runway, so strobes, landing lights, taxi lights can come on. So I believe we're on the runway, or if not, we're right by it. We're going to have to taxi by it. Alright, parking brake can come off. Little throttle here. Come over to the runway. Alright, so Air Hauler 2 has got us. And it's been forever since I've flown. So if I do a terrible job, sorry, but it's been a while. Get her to going too quick. She's bumping like crazy. And I'm not sure if EZDok... See, I've moved... Obviously, I've changed my version, obviously, to EZDok as well. From the basic one. And honestly, I can't remember if I've turned the head movements and stuff off or not. So I liked it at first, but as I was flying with EZDok back in the day, man, it got a little... The head movements were a little too much. I'm going to come over here to the edge of the runway. Turn around and do our pre-takeoff. We'll see if we can't make a horrible takeoff. It's been a while, like I say. See if we can't get her turned around here. Alright, we'll stop right here. Parking brake coming on. Alright, our before takeoff parking brake is set. Passenger seat backs will say, oh, that's good. Doors, everything closed. So check our flight controls. Make sure everything's free. Correct. Rudders, everything's good. Fuel quantity needs to be checked. I can't even remember where our fuel quantity is here. Alright, so we're about 70% on both tanks, and we did one at 70, so we look good there. Mixture is at full rich. Fuel selector valve, recheck it is in both. It is in both. Oh, hell. That's why it wouldn't start. Gee, many Christmas. When I looked at it, I looked it down, it was off. It needed to be all the way up. So I actually checked that, and I checked it wrong. That would be a problem, I guess. Damn. That's probably what I screwed up. So yeah, I told you it's been a while. So come down here and check our trim for takeoff. Come on, girl. There you go. We'll say that's trim for takeoff. Alright. Well, let's throttle this up to 1800 RPM. So 1700. Alright, we'll say that's about 1800 RPM right there. We'll check our mags. See, that's an automatic fail. It's never worked for me. That one's looks good, but the left one seems screwed. I've never had any luck with that, by the way. prop control. Alright, and vacuum gauge is in the green. Ammeter looks good. Alright, we'll bring that back. Alright, engine instruments, everything looks good to me. Throttle 1,000 or less. Bring it back just a little bit. Strobe lights we've already turned on. Radios and avionics, everything is set. I've set this over to GPS for the autopilot. The autopilot is off. Cabin windows are closed. Flaps. Set the flaps. Make sure the cowlings are still open. They are. Alright, bring that back up. I guess we are ready for takeoff. So I'm going to hold the brakes. I don't really trust how long this runway is. And they're not going to hold very well. So here we go. We're at full throttle. $60 knots. Wasn't too bad. I was getting a little worried there about the trees. Go ahead and retract the flaps. Did you hear that little siren? I have no idea what that was, but it went off, so that's good. Alright, so Air Hauler 2 has noticed that we've taken off. And that scenery does look really good. I've got everything at high dense. Actually extremely dense. Now that I think about it, that kind of worries me because of Chicago. Because that's going to be dense. Plus, you know, with the daggone Meigs Field. I didn't realize how close we were to that freaking tower. I saw the other one, didn't see that one. Climb just a little bit. Need to trim her out a little better. Bring the power back just a little bit. Trying to get back over to that path. And we'll hit up the autopilot. This plane takes forever for trim. I don't know why. See if I can remember how to do this real quick. 2500. Autopilot can come on. Nav, we're set to GPS. Oops, there we go. Or did I just do altitude hold? For some reason, we're now in a dive. Bring that power back. Yeah, I believe I've got altitude hold. Should have armed it. There we go. Oh, vertical speed. Sorry, like I say, it's been a while since I've flown at all. Let's bring this out. About 71 miles away. In about 41 minutes at this speed. We can actually bring our speed up a little bit. We're only at 3,200 feet. Like I say, we're going up to 7,500. We can actually start to bring back the mixture. We are over 3,000 feet. Alright, so I'm going to give her a little more power here. So I'm going to go ahead and speed her up, everybody, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright everybody, we are back. We're now descending. I waited a little too long. We're going down 700 feet a minute. I'll pull back on this power. There's our airport right here. So obviously we're landing to the north, so we need to actually come out here a little bit. So I'm going to use the autopilot still. We need to bring ourselves over here. Take this to heading mode. Going down to 2,500 feet. Actually, you know what? We need to go a little bit lower. I'm going to take her down to 2,000 feet. If she'll go. There she goes. And we'll go out and around. And come back and land. There she is. Old Meigs Field. And if you noticed, we actually, man, that is really dense. I'm surprised the frame rate doesn't seem that bad. 2023. I'm surprised it's that good. We got a little closer to O'Hare than I thought we would. A little closer than I wanted to be. 1,200. I was thinking it was like 1,600. can't remember our squawk code for VFR. Yeah, but we got a little closer to O'Hare than I wanted to. We kind of nicked the edge. She probably shouldn't do. Fly over O'Hare like that low. But I mean, at 7,500, I don't think we would hit anybody. But yeah, I don't think you're supposed to quite be that close. Sears Tower there. And Meigs Field, that brings back some memories and stuff from old flight simulators, man. It's unfortunate that they closed that place down completely in real life. Alright, so we're about 5,500 feet, like I said, going down to about 2,000. At which point, under 5,000 feet, we'll start enriching the mixture again, and I believe the RPM, we'll wait on the RPM. Bring up the power just a little bit more. We're getting slower and slower. Yeah, I'm really shocked that our frame rate isn't just eating it right now. It's below 5,000. I believe it wanted like full rich below 5,000. Well, I'm not going to quite go that far just yet. There she is, right down there. Start heading out to the right. And we'll end up going due south. That's awesome. You can see the strobe through the door, through the frame. Yeah, we'll go due south. See, usually it's traffic left, but I gotta believe that would have to be right. Because if you go left, you're gonna have to come all over the buildings. I don't think they want that. Either way, it looks better for us, scenery-wise, if we come over here. We look at all the buildings. Coming up on 4,000 feet now. .180 due south. I don't know if we've come out far enough. We'll see here in just a second. I'm going to slow it to... I wanted to slow it to 500 feet there. A minute. I'll actually take that up to like 300. Increase the power just a little bit. We probably should have come out just a little bit more, but I think we're alright right there. Come up on, we're at what, 3,700 feet? Probably shouldn't have slowed that down anymore. Go back to 700. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put full RPM. We're going to go full on the mixture as well. Here's a good look at downtown Chicago. Check this frame rate again. 1822. Yeah, it actually doesn't... I thought it was going to be way more jagged than this. Even at like 22 frames a second, I would think it would be a lot more jagged. I don't know, is that midway? I think that's midway. There's 4,000 feet away. 3,000. There's also Chicago Executive. I'm not sure exactly where that is. Yeah, but not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'd like to see how it does in prepared version 4.5. Let this go down to 1500. Alright, so we're at 2500 now. So we're a little too high. Although we gotta come out here a little more anyway. Put it at 900. Back just a little bit on the power. Below 2,000 feet now. We need to work on getting our speed down a little bit. Just go on over 270, just a little more power now. We weren't armed on the altitude, now it will. Leveling off. Speed's coming down just a little bit, that's alright. We're gonna have to take over here in a second. We may have gone out too far. If I could get this set. Autopilot coming off. We have come over way too far. Actually, we haven't come over far enough. It does say we're a little high. That's fine. Now we're right on it, actually. We're in the arc. We can start putting our flaps out. It's going to balloon us up. Tell you, I haven't done a landing in forever. This is probably not going to go so well. We're a little high. Second notch of flaps. We got one more to go. I'm pitching like crazy. Still slightly fast, but we're really high. Full flaps. Come on, girl, we gotta get down. I don't know exactly how high. Like, too high that we are. There we are. I was gonna say it couldn't be that bad. We're about 70 knots, landing speed's about 60, but coming down. I fear that we're gonna get a little too low. Nope. Just as I say that. Speed's coming down. We're back on the glide slope. A little long. Well, actually, we ended up way long. Oh, we're gonna come down a little too hard. Not good. Trying to control her. Greaser my ass. Well, it may have been vertical speed-wise, but man, we got a little... When you get slow, it gets hard to control. I was looking at the pappy lights too much, and at the end, it should have been looking just more visual at the runway, because we ended up going way longer. Retracting the flaps. Yeah, it went way longer than we wanted to. That scenery is just awesome, though. Alright, let's get off the runway and we'll start setting up the plane more. Park and brake for a second. Alright, strobes and the landing lights can come off. I'll go ahead and turn the pitot heat off. We're going to lean out this mixture. We're at about 50%. And now we got to decide exactly where we want to park. Actually, let's take a look outside. I mean, I guess we could just pull ahead. Those are all Orbx planes, by the way. They always look pretty good. Park brake coming off. I'm just going to pull ahead over to the fence and park her there. I guess that's alright. I have no idea. I don't think that's what they want. I don't know. Just turn her back around. I think we would have actually been alright. Bring her right over here. Nah, we'll stop there. Parking brake coming on. Let me get my recorder to stop. Now I gotta pull out these sheets. Also, I remember right before we came to a stop, when we got off the runway, I was thinking counting flaps and I forgot to do them. Alright, securing the plane. Parking brake is set. Throttle goes to full idle. Electrical equipment and the autopilot can all come off. Is that? I guess it's just the left one. Transponder. I don't even know how you get this all off. Alright, we'll say that that's good. Avionics can all come off. Taxi lights need to come off. Navigation lights can come off. Mixture. Auto cutoff. Master switch off. And fuel selector valve. I'm just going to take it off. You can go left or right to prevent cross feeding, but I'm going to just put it right there. And the control lock, we're not going to mess with that. Awesome. But not the greatest landing ever, but we did alright. So let's go over to Air Hauler 2 and finish this out. Alright, here we are. We're going to go ahead and finish the flight monitoring. We'll go over this. Took off at 5:11, landed at 5:32. Takeoff fuel and landing was 357. Touchdown 332, so we used about 25 gallons. That seems a little much, really, for 80 miles. Max altitude 7,643. Max pitch negative 14.25. Roll negative 30. Max speed 132 knots. Minimum G 0.57. Minimum G exceeded 0. Max G is 1.47. Max G's exceeded 0. Stall false. Overspeed false. It says it was a greaser. It wasn't very good though. Gear down true. No asphalt. No damage to the surface. No damage to the plane. Came down gently at 75.76 feet a minute. Landing speed 47.4 knots. Landing pitch negative 3.2. Roll negative 6.39. And landing heading 7.34. Wind speed 4. Direction 50. So we'll see that's all good. Come up here and look exactly where we are. Air Hauler 2 has gotten really slow, by the way. I don't know what's going on. I did a complete reinstall of the whole computer and everything. Man, it's gotten weird how slow it's gotten. Air hauler 2, not the computer. By the way, the plane is at 62%. I was just going to go ahead and wait until we get to Louisville to fix it. So I'm thinking next one we'll go down to Indianapolis. We might go ahead and set up a base there too, because I really want a base there. Thing is, we're going to get tight. Because I also want Cincinnati, so we're going to have like 3 really big bases. But they're kind of costly, but I can't see... One thing about Air Hauler 2, you used to be able in Air Hauler, you could just create a base wherever you want. Now you have to have someone at that airport to create a base. Let's see if it shows. Yeah, the opening cost on this one was $410,000. I don't know if it shows us the monthly. Yeah, it doesn't really say the monthly, but it's fairly expensive, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be, really, down in Louisville. Unless, does it show? Yeah, rental, right there it is, $53,000. So that's really not too bad. What I want to do is get a kind of a fleet of CRJs. So we usually use 2 of each plane for passenger flights, but I think starting with the CRJ, we're moving into jets, and so we might just get a few more planes. Like, what if we did... See, I would kind of like to have a base up in Chicago, but not Meigs Field, so I'd have to go over to O'Hare. So we'll hold off on that. But when we get down to Indianapolis, we're going to put a couple there, Cincinnati and Louisville. So what we'll probably do next is go from Chicago to Indy to Cincy. When we get to Indy, set up a base, come over to Cincinnati, set up a base, and then Louisville and set up a base. And then we can have like at least two CRJs, because those things are going to make us some money. So where do I want to go? Company information. Pilots, we'll look at that. I don't know why all of a sudden my shit's bleeding through. We do have a bunch of a bunch of people as well. Anyway, I don't know why that's all of a sudden happening. But you can see how long it takes for Air Hauler 2. It's really odd. And it's not acting correct at all. By the way, company cash, we should probably look at that. $149 million. So we're actually doing pretty good on that. What is going on, Air Hauler 2? It's all messed up. So I guess, well, we're not going to be able to take a look at what I wanted. Oh, there we go. I don't know why our cache all of a sudden went screwed up. What did I... Oh, I know what I want to look at. Here, aircraft, so cargo capacity. I think I've already got the CRJ imported. I have the CRJs imported. So cargo capacity, 16,000. It says that the friendships are 9,000, so we're almost going to double that. But as far as passengers, I can't remember. Does it say passenger? It doesn't say how many passengers it can hold, does it? But they do hold a lot. And obviously, with its speed, we can take them a lot further on passenger flights. And that does say passenger. See, 90. With the Fokkers, I mean, it's 52, so we're almost doubling that up. But with the speed and everything, they can go a lot further, so we can get a lot more money on the ticket prices. So that's what we'll end up doing, getting some of those CRJs, maybe like 6 of them, maybe more. And just start making a huge fleet with some jets. But anyhow, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope y'all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.